One of the greatest gifts one generation can give to another is the wisdom and vision it gained in its experience. Huron is truly the beneficiary of the wisdom and vision of four heroes who unselfishly gave their time and passion to lay the groundwork for Huron's park system. I was lucky enough to know each of them and call them friend. Don Ritzenthaler was the only one born and raised in Huron of these four, spent his working career at GM, and retired as a charter boat captain. Don was always working for Huron. Don's impact began when he was elected to the Huron City Council during urban renewal, and you all know that was not an easy time. But this young Don Ritzenthaler had a vision. His commitment to the process and the progress of seeing that decision through was steadfast. He was excited to see a new police and fire station built and this very boat basin carved out. It was later, when Don was elected to the Huron Township Trustees and appointed township representative to the park board, his vision for parks came to fruition. His impact was seen working as part of a wildly motivated group and pushed for the development of Fabens Park. He was adamant about connecting Huron's public areas. And as you know, he'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission when he mowed the first path from Woodlands to the high school, making a trail to get to Fabens. Dave Dreffer, Tom Solberg, and Mike Tann all arrived in Huron in the late 60s. Dave to set up an optometry practice, Tom to develop a marina with his family, and Mike was teaching at the time. They were all young, they saw, they had vision, and moreover, they did. Dave Dreffer came from a town of 4,000 with an amazing park system. From the very beginning, he had a vision for that same type of system for Huron. He was determined to see through the development of that district, and he saw it being accomplished through the collaboration of the city, the township, and the schools. He made his job to know everything about park systems, their purposes, their organization, and how to develop them. Tom Solberg shared with Dave, Don, and Mike that very special feeling and vision of all the potential Huron held in its hand. They all loved this community. Dave and Tom frequently talked about the importance of gaining public access to both sides of the river. These men quietly began talking to Norfolk and Southern and ConAgra executives that they were able to contact about the future of those companies here on properties. Tom had a vision for turning the ConAgra property into a multi-use commercial and residential area. He was part of a visit to ConAgra with architects to determine if the buildings in silos were suitable for repurposing, sort of like we see in Akron. These men and their bold moves early on paved the way for Huron transforming that former industrial area to a public boat launch and securing access to the public forever along the river. Over time, all communities experience the ebb and flow of change. But it's when energetic, visionary citizens like these four men, passionate about real community needs and potentials, connect with public officials and their councils who value and support those ideas, and maybe more important, when their hard work and preparation connect with opportunity. That's when we have the perfect storm for things to happen. Mike Tann served the city for 21 years in finance and the last 12 years as city manager. It was under Mike Tann that the City Park and Recreation Division became official. But his greatest ability was managing people and selecting and developing talent. These 4 men were game changers. Without Mike Tann's skillful guidance and careful support of these conscientious volunteers, Don, Dave, and Tom, the result might not have been the same. These 4 heroes led the charge, attending hundreds of meetings and working tirelessly over decades, making it possible to be where we are now. Don't get me wrong. While it might have been hard work, don't think for 1 second they sacrificed enjoyment to get to where they did. Oh, those guys know how to have fun. Whether celebrating the anniversary of the 1978 blizzard year after year, or selling rotators at Huron's water and river festivals, these men were successful in their lives, exciting to be around, positive, amazing individuals who we were lucky enough to know and support and to share our lives in this marvelous town. Their wives, Ellie, Carol, Betty, and Judy, were there to get their dinner early so many times so they could go to meetings. Their children knew the words, "Dad has a meeting tonight." Each brought unique talents and passions to our park and created a legacy that will benefit our city for generations to come. William Thackeray once said, "Whatever you are, be a good one." They were.